Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
And we're back, man. Episode 359.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're getting close. We're getting close to that 400 mark.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get right into it. Kendrick Lamar, he's back in the news. And this time he's sweeping the Grammys.
Yeah.
This
They
guy
not
is,
like us. They not like us.
This guy is the 5'5" assassin. This guy is putting on for short niggas everywhere. All right, Kendrick Lamar. He got the Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Rap Song,
Performance,
Best Rap Performance, and Best Music Video.
Mm-hmm.
This was like a give it to Kendrick night. So I'll say this, man. Kendrick is he's a living example of what happens when you put the art first and you don't put perception and you don't put, getting attention online. And like, he's just a guy that's about the music. The last time we seen Kendrick Lamar is when he was doing his Christmas, like the Christmas special that he did during December.
The it's in Watts or something like that.
Yeah, it was in the
TD
hood.
Christmas thing.
I think it was in the Nickerson Gardens, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was in the hood. That's the last time we seen, like, I'm talking about physically have seen Kendrick Lamar. He only pops out when he's making music or performing, whereas Drake got new post up every other day of him doing something, looking for attention. And
It's always random stuff, too.
It's random
It's
shit.
like, there's a thing where it's not like, I'm so removed from like his posts, I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like
so
he be in different countries I ain't never heard of. It's just like, it's very like, it's just stuff that I just don't really understand.
Yeah, my only thing is just hoping that this nigga releases music. And I like Drake as an artist, but I think right now, personally, I just don't care much for him in general. But like I was saying, I think Kendrick is a living example of what it's like to put the art first. Whereas Drake is so caught up in needing that public, that social proof and attention that is burying him. And he's like getting buried by this shit. Mm-hmm. You know, and the next time we'll see Kendrick after this will be the Super Bowl. Yeah. Like, we talked about this already.
It's a week from now.
His Twitter just had like this song, and then it had like this freaking rap battle song, and then Not Like Us video. Like, it's nothing but art. And people gravitate to it because that's what he leads with. He's not having a freaking mudslinging match with Drake. He's done with Drake. Mm-hmm. The sad thing about it, he's whooping Drake's ass without even addressing him anymore.
Right. He hasn't really, outside of the actual name in the song, he hasn't said anything about him. Even SZA asked him, like, what does Not Like Us mean? And he was basically, I forgot what he said exactly, but it was just like, that's just like culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just that's just our lingo, like, and he hasn't said, and we're never going to get a breakdown of what the song means and why he did it. And maybe 30 years from now when he sits down and he's like, an elder statesman in hip hop, and he's probably, so far removed from like making music that we might get something. But as of right now,
I don't think it's going to be that long. I think it'll probably be maybe next year when he releases a random documentary that comes out last minute.
Ain't no way. Nah.
I'm just saying, this is the type of artist that Kendrick is.
Yeah.
He'll pop out with a documentary. It'll be like presented by PG Lang. And all of a sudden, you'll be like, this fucking 4-hour documentary.
Yeah.
And it's like highlighting his family or maybe like his close-knit friends and his origin story. And he's like, this came out of left field.
Yeah.
And then he gonna win some award for that.
Best documentary at the freaking Oscars. Nigga win the Oscars now.
Drake can't get away from this. Because let's say he starts dating an older woman. He'd be like, say, Drake, I heard you like I'm old.
Oh, dang.
You can't get away from this shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, Drake just woke a sleeping giant, man. Kendrick was chilling. He dropped his last album, which was more like, more of like a therapeutic kind of like, it didn't really have a lot of the hit records on there.
Absolutely.
It was like more of a personal, talking about his family dynamics and, the sex changes and, cheating with white women and all this like very introspective stuff. And then like this nigga Drake just had to say something. In reality, it was a little bit of back and forth, but I just think that what most people would say is that he mentioned his wife, and that was the thing that kind of like, and then most people would say like, well, Drake, why didn't you learn your lesson? That was the same thing that happened with Pusha T. like you mentioned, his wife's name in the song,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden all of a sudden he revealed your child. It's like, dang, like why did you learn?
I will never get on here and make definite statements about Drake like I know him, but it seems like Drake's an egomaniac. It seems like when things don't go his way, that things like this happen, such as the lawsuit. And this is the weakest shit ever. And me and Keith was going, like, not going for Drake, but like we recognized when he put out dope music. He put out some dope records during that freaking rap battle.
Yeah.
We're not gonna sit there and act like he got washed the whole time. That's simply not the truth.
Yeah. He got washed in like the public, like,
yes, he did.
Energy towards it.
He did, but he still had a chance to redeem himself.
Yeah.
All he had to do was shut the fuck up.
Just chill.
That's all he had to do was shut the fuck up, and he could not do it.
Yeah, because it wouldn't look as bad, right? Because Kendrick was gonna go on the run. Like, bro, we heard it when we heard the song. We was like, yo, this is a slap. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. There ain't no. This is just like off of the first listening. I listened to it on my phone like this, and I was like, yeah, this is different.
This is different.
And it wasn't no bots. It wasn't no freaking streamer reacting to the song that made me think it was a hit. It was just like a good song. They probably put some marketing money behind it and did like they do any hit song. So it that whole narrative is just like it's just you're grabbing at straws trying to save face when Kendrick just made a really good song.
I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why we'll never forget how we felt when we first heard that record is because we all know where we were when Kendrick dropped Not Like Us and we heard it for the first time.
Yeah.
The first time I heard it, it was me, Keith. It was all over his girl's family, like over their house. Mm-hmm. And we was all just sitting there chilling, about to eat. I think I just got my plate and I was about to eat. Mm-hmm. And we was like, damn, Kendrick dropped another disc? Damn.
Yeah.
But then we was like, and then your brother was like, oh yeah, this one fire right here. This
yeah. And I was just like, at first when I heard him say it, I didn't really know like what direction or what energy it was. But yeah, when you heard it, you was like, okay, I understand what you're saying.
This is it. This is the kill shot.
That's the one.
This
right.
This was the nuke. This
and
is the kill shot.
And not to mention, like he dropped the Meet the Grams, which was kind of like a horror story. It was just very dark. And then to wake up the next day and be, what were we watching? Was it basketball?
Yeah.
Might have been playoff basketball or
I think it was WNBA.
Something. No, not WNBA.
It wasn't WNBA?
Because it was in.
When did it come out?
That was in May. It was like May 6th or 7th or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we were watching playoff basketball.
Okay.
But yeah, anyways, that just shifted the culture. So I say that to say like Drake could have just went away and took his loss. And I think the conversation around it was like, you lost, but we know like what you capable of. Like you went out swinging, and we know that you make hit records. So just chill, hang out, like, come back in the summertime. But what ended up happening was we didn't know that this was going to stretch out this long. Yeah. Because the song dropped, and we just thought it was like a dope song. And then it just gained so much momentum that Kendrick had to do a music video for it. Like we knew the music video was coming. Then the music video go crazy. And then all of a sudden, like, he get the Super Bowl nod. So that extended like this thing. So this like song that was probably going to be hot for like 3 months turned into like a year and a half of probably like, so you got the Super Bowl, you got the Grammys as of today.
Then the tour.
Super Bowl next week.
His fucking album.
Then you got the stadium tour, which is that's like not a regular flex. It's not like, oh, I'm going in the arenas, I'm doing Madison Square, I'm doing crypto, I'm doing whatever the Milky, what is it, the Hershey's, what is it, the Frosty King Arena in New Orleans?
Ain't no Frosty King Arena, nigga.
What is it called?
It ain't Frosty King.
I know,
that's
but
a little burger spot.
What's the New Orleans? It's called something like something King, something.
Smoothie King.
The Smoothie King, right? Yeah.
Nigga, you said Frosty King.
Yeah, I know, I was joking, but I'm just saying like that's like he doing all these arenas where he going crazy. But he's but so he's not doing that, but he doing like real stadiums. And we walked past because we had the Black College Expo for the students, and we weren't able to get into the SoFi Stadium, but we walked in there, and I mean, we didn't walk. We walked by it, and then like some of the people that I know got in, and they showed me like the videos. Bro, it's a lot of seats in there, and for him to be doing 2 shows there is crazy. So yeah, that's like that's the ultimate flex. So I think I think Drake, he got to take some years off.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you the kill shot right here. Like he is already just completely just wiped Drake out. But I think the kill shot is if somehow Kendrick goes to opening day of the Dodgers coming up in next month in like March 27th. If somehow Kendrick pops up with Dodger Blue and rocks that fucking stadium after they won the World Series, like that's the biggest statement. Maybe it may not mean shit to a lot of people.
That's a Dodger fan thing. I don't know if that. Yeah.
That's a city thing. Like I'm not even from LA, but that would
but
be.
You're a
crazy.
Dodgers fan though. As me being a California guy that is not a Dodger fan, that doesn't really do it for me.
Well, you just go up north and get hyphy.
If he went to the Giants, I think it would be different.
Nah, he went to if he went to he would still turn that shit out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would like it more, but I don't know.
That ain't gonna mean nothing.
The kill shot been done happen.
It been done happen.
Yeah, it's just like
But that like you make a song called Dodger Blue after the Dodgers win the World Series, and then you show up during the season opener. That would be insane. But here's the thing though. I just think what sucks for Drake is this nigga Kendrick has just done everything right after that battle. Okay, so not only did, the first thing he did right after that was make a great album. He made the album you were supposed to make after a rap battle like that. Like the
just
album,
rapping.
Just rapping, but not only that, he didn't have no major features outside of SZA and Roddy Ricch. They was all local acts in LA.
Yeah.
Like whether it's Pizzo or Hitter J3 or Dodie 6, Lefty Gunplay, AZ Chike, like those are all like local acts, and all of them had dope verses, by the way.
Yeah.
They were all super dope. So it's like you make an album, and not only a regular, that was a West Coast, that was a classic album. Let's just keep like in the last decade plus, that's one of the top West Coast albums. So you release that shit, and then you sweep the Grammys, right? No, well, let's just keep things in order with Kendrick, because it's not hard to, because he doesn't pop out like that. So he releases after the battle, he released the Not Like Us video. That's number one. And then number 2, what came after that? Was it the Christmas thing?
I think we get the Super Bowl announcement.
The Super Bowl announcement
after that.
After that, then he pops out for Christmas to give back to his community. Then after that,
and I think after the Super Bowl, I think a couple weeks later,
album
was I think before then was a stadium tour.
The stadium tour announcement.
Yeah, and then I think the album dropped.
Then the album dropped.
Something like something.
The album drop, was it December? No.
Late
Late November, December?
I actually don't remember.
I think it was December, but I was listening to it every day. And then what I do purposely now, and this is how you know you got a good album. If you've been listening to an album every day and you like low key afraid that, I don't want to play it out, don't listen to that album again for like 3 weeks and then turn it on. And that shit be slapping harder. It's almost like leftovers. You know how you get leftovers and you let it sit another night and it tastes better the next day?
Yeah.
That's what this album is. When you just shelf it a little bit, just shelf it, don't listen to it for about 2-3 weeks. I do that with Nipsey all the time. I turn off, I don't listen to no Nipsey for like a month. And then I turn that motherfucking, that album on. And I'm like, man, like I feel like I remember where I was when I first heard Victory Lap, bro. I remember where I was when that first track. I was headed to Santa Maria. I had a load of gas and I was delivering it to Costco. And I turned that song on from Nipsey, and I was like, dang, this production is crazy,
right?
And I was like, man, he got to win some. And then Cardi B ended up beating him. I'm not gonna speak ill on Cardi B, but I had my feelings after he didn't win, and I made that statement on the podcast. So look, it's no love lost to Cardi B, but I still feel like Nipsey should have got it.
Yeah. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But shout out to Kendrick, man.
Shout out to
I
Kendrick.
don't want to beat this down too much, man.
Shout out to Beyonce too. She just won Album of the Year for the first time. The first black female artist to win Album of the Year since Lauryn Hill in 1999.
Damn.
So shout out to her, Cowboy Carter.
What's crazy about Lauryn Hill? She has not had an official album since that album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Yeah,
that's like literally that's literally one of the best albums of. To me, it's one of the best albums of all time to me.
Yeah, for sure.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill came out when I was in the 8th grade. So that was what, 1999?
Yeah, I was 99.
Yeah. Wait.
Well, I know she won.
Nope, 98.
She won the awards in 1990. So it probably came out the year before because the Grammys probably would have been like top of the year.
Yeah.
But the way that I know like an album is like historically great is by how many times it's been sampled, right? So if you go to like that album, The Miseducation, if you go to that album and you look at like, it's like 3 or 4 songs on there that have been sampled by, you got Drake and, a couple other songs that have been sampled on there. So that's how you know it's like good music. Same thing with like Stevie Wonder songs in the Key of Life. You got like a bunch of those songs have been sampled by like Jay-Z and different people. So to me, that'd be like the testament to us of the quality of the album. So yeah, shout out to Beyonce for getting that W.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a trip, man. Thinking about that time, there was like some chatter around in 1999 about Prince's album that he had released, and I was trying to figure out what the I guess the nuance was in that. But it says, I don't know why I thought about it, because that song that Prince has, like tonight we're gonna party like it's 1990. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it says in June 1999, Prince stated that no royalties would be paid for his recordings, but MPG Records would be paid directly. Prince's 1999 album was a protest against nuclear proliferation and became a top 20 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Crazy. Prince played most of his instruments on the album, but Dickerson played the guitar solo. Yeah, that's wild. There was more like some legal stuff, I guess, during that time. But anyways.
Yeah, Prince was like one of those early artists that were like, fighting the system. He's trying to, that's why he changed his name to a symbol, because he was fighting his record label and stuff like that.
Crazy.
Which is unfortunate. A lot of times, a lot of these artists have no idea about their contract. They just sign it. They're young, they're innocent, they're great at making music. They sign these contracts and then they realize like, oh, I just got a $500,000 advance, but I don't get no royalties because my album didn't recruit, the amount of money that it was supposed to pay for it. So
after this rap battle, Drake gonna have to change his name to a symbol. This is gonna be a dick.
Oh wow. The artist formerly known as Drake. The thing about Drake too, like you take the ultimate L because you don't really lose the battle. You lose the cultural battle. Yeah, because you have Taylor Swift dancing.
Oh man,
that like in terrible.
You got fucking
dancing
Don
too.
Lemon dancing.
You got Taylor Swift, no rhythm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like dancing to Not Like Us. You got Morris Chestnut. You got Beyonce.
Yeah,
the queen of R&B and music. You got her up there like dancing along to Not Like Us.
You got LeBron James earlier today.
But that's the thing. I think to be honest, I think we're thinking about it too deep and not deep enough in some senses, right?
Okay.
Because I think there's some celebrities that are probably at the Grammys like, I don't like Drake. Like, they genuinely don't like Drake for whatever reason.
Right.
And they probably have, like, real personal reasons. He tried to holler at my girl, or he said this about me, or I don't like him because he did this to this person, and this is my friend. Like, some people have real gripes. Like, Serena Williams is my real friend, and he did her dirty. Like, those are some people's, like, real...
people also forget that Drake slighted Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff. Like, these are, like, real reasons where people probably don't like him. But then I think that there are some people that is just like, this is a good song, so I'm going to just dance to it. Because it's not that deep for me. But I think that it's probably 50-50. I think it's I think Taylor Swift, the way she was dancing was probably like, I don't like Drake. Like, he did X, Y, and Z to whatever, or I may not like him for this reason. Or Kendrick Lamar revealed some stuff about him that I don't really like, and I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to dance. So
yeah, she probably. Who knows? Taylor probably doesn't like Drake. She'll come out with a diss song. Mm-hmm. Me and Drake are never being friends again. We are never, ever, ever. I'm gonna be BFFs with Kendrick now. All right, no, but I think that the culture in general, not just hip hop culture, I feel like the culture is pushing Drake out. And whenever you're used to winning, you don't know how to lose. We're watching what happens when somebody does not know how to lose. That's what's going on. And whenever you're used to winning all the time, and now you're the uncool guy, it's gotta hurt because your ego has been completely wrapped up in winning. And when the shit don't work no more, now you don't know what to do. And then to make it worse, you must not have someone in your corner that is keeping you honest. Because if I'm a real friend, I'm going to say, hey, Drake, all this lawsuit shit, you need to shut the fuck up. Just shut up, be quiet. I know you want to sue them. And maybe, there might be some truth to them, stifling some of your records and pumping up his records. Who gives a fuck? You lost. Let it go.
You know what the music industry just did? Like, without saying it directly, when you give Kendrick the clean sweep, like, that lets you know, like, nigga, we ain't worried about your lawsuit.
No, we're not.
We just gave him 5 out of 5 Grammys. We ain't worried about your little lawsuit. We gonna pay the money to fight it, and this is probably annoying to us. Yeah. And it's probably like a little fly or a gnat or something that's just annoying. But it's like we doubling down on this whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. What they call that? Was it MMG or what is it?
UMG, Universal Music Group.
Yeah, you forgot we was UMG, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like these players that got traded in NBA yesterday, because De'Aaron Fox, he's out, and freaking is De'Aaron Fox and who was it that got traded over to the Sacramento Kings? Levine, yeah. All the gang members say, they say like ain't like even Nipsey would say, he's like, I'm not above a program. Like all the gang members, you always hear them say like, if they say something wrong, they might get DP'd or whatever the case may be. They say, I'm not above a program. Like, I'm a big rapper, I'm multi-platinum, but I'm not above a program. Yeah. And that's the same thing you said about De'Aaron Fox and Luka Doncic and we're
Anthony
still the
Davis.
NBA.
We are, we have this shield, and this is UMG, Universal Music Group, a.k.a. We got Universal Music Group. We also got the entertainment, outside of music. We got freaking movies. We got like freaking probably they probably have like theme parks and all this other stuff. It's like, dog, we got TV networks. Like this is big business, Drake.
You are one piece to a massive fucking puzzle.
Yeah, you a peon in this. Like, dog,
we're gonna show you how much of a peon you are when fucking Kendrick sweeps the whole Grammys. Not only that, when it comes to the NBA, hey, ratings are down. It's time for us to flex our muscle now. Mm-hmm. Okay? We could have got LeBron out of here if we wanted to, but we didn't do that. Mm-hmm. We went ahead and got Luka Doncic, one of the best players in the whole league, and we had traded him across the board. Why? Because there's been talks of the ratings being down, and we trying to spice stuff up. The stuff that's happening in the NBA is a product of like the whole league saying, hey, it's time for us to really move some people. We got to get people interested in basketball again. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what happened. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Luka speaks Spanish. He in the right place. He went to L.A., so, but he got a problem with his diet. He went to the wrong city because it's so many taco trucks in L.A. Yeah. Man, Luka speaks Spanish and his taco trucks, bad combination. He gonna be after the game's like, oh, let me get the tres asada, please. tres asada, please. All right, man. Let's go ahead and move on. Next, switching gears. Lyft responds after a Detroit woman files lawsuit alleging driver denied her a ride because she was too big. Well, she was very big. We're gonna have to read this, okay? And this is not fat shaming. We're gonna speak straight logic across the board for all those to understand what's going on here, okay? All right. All right. It says, under the law, refusing someone transportation due to their weight is no different than refusing someone transportation based on their race or religion, said attorney John Marco. Discrimination of any kind should never be tolerated in our society. The driver claimed that Blanding was too big to fit into the backseat of his vehicle and that his tires could not support her weight. The Lyft driver also said that he had this problem in the past and that overweight people need to order Lyft XLs. Despite Blanding assuring the Lyft driver that she could fit in the back seat, he kept his doors locked and sped off, which he did not. That's not true. He did address her. He said, I'm sorry, but you won't fit here. And she said, I can fit. I'll fit in my cousin's car or whatever. He's like, well, you can't fit. I'm sorry. And he said he'll send her money back and everything. And then, okay, in quotes, refusing someone transportation based on their weight is not illegal, but dangerous, said attorney Zach Runyon. Imagine the consequences if Miss Blanding weren't able to seek shelter after the driver had stranded. This could have ended worse than it did. My issue with this overall, and let's get her name right because she's a rapper, the woman that that wasn't able to get on the lift. Mm-hmm. And her rap name is Deja Blanding, right? So I guess that's her rap name is Deja. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This woman, she's well over 400 pounds. For those that are trying to figure out, what's the measurements of this woman. And she's a big person. And I'm going to say this. And I gotta give this example because I just want to drive this message home to you guys. Have you ever been to a grocery store and those little carts that are little mobile carts you might see people on and they're floating around the store and they get their groceries and they put them in the little front cart? Okay. I've seen a lot of people who are morbidly obese using those carts, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't think anything of it until I started seeing people that were like 85 years old walking around the store struggling. And you see this dude that's probably 38, but he's so fucking fat that he got old people walking around the store. If you get your big fat ass out that goddamn cart and let an old person use it. You're not disabled. You're just fat. Get off that fucking cart. Get out. And it annoys me. Just because you're big, it does not give you the ability to just push your lifestyle on people. That's not okay. It's not okay. There is a person at 75 or 73. They've had a double hip replacement surgery and they're struggling walking around the store, but you feel entitled to driving around in that cart just because you're fat. That's fucked up. That's not okay. And that's where I stand on it. I don't have an issue with big people. I just have an issue with inconveniencing others. If I let you into my car, I run a business with my Lyft car, okay? So if I let you get in there and you completely ruin my shocks, and you break my fucking upper and lower control arm start breaking on my car, the money that you paid me is it fails in comparison to the damage you're doing to my car. Mm. You can't just put an extra 470 pounds of pressure in someone's car. That's not okay.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta be self-aware of whatever your situation is and how it can inconvenience others. Mm-hmm. And just be thoughtful. Say, hey, look here. If you don't got an Uber XL, I can't ride with you, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you want to save money, but you're gonna hurt that person. Mm-hmm. Just like in a plane. In some plane rides, they make you pay for 2 seats. But if we be in 100, right? If we be in 100, if you're almost 500 pounds, I don't want to fucking squeeze in with you. You're pushing me all into the aisle. I paid to at least be somewhat comfortable on this plane ride, but I gotta be laned up on you the whole fucking time? Fuck that shit.
You might be soft.
Man, I'm not using you as a pillow. No, that's not okay. It's not okay. If you sit down and you're pushing someone out in the aisle and they're only sitting in about 40% of their seat because you're pushing them out, and you're sitting there sound asleep. You got your hands crossed and shit. Your feet are all up. But the person sitting next to you is fucking going through agonizing pain because they can't relax because you're no.
Yeah. I mean, ain't nobody relaxing on a plane, dog. Ain't no comfortable seat unless you're sitting in first class.
Look, dog, I'm saying there's no people are not really relaxing. But if you're being pushed out into the aisle as you're going to your destination, you at least want to get some shut-eye for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, right? And
Yeah.
you can get that with your seat recline, but how are you gonna recline your seat when you got somebody's fucking armpit that's blocking you from laying down? That's not okay, man.
Yeah.
Just like I don't think it's okay for somebody to smell bad. If you're gonna be on a plane and you smell like fucking rotten mayonnaise, you need to work on your hygiene.
Yeah.
That's not okay, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay.
Yeah, I think with this girl, I think that, you know, when you go into these convenience stores, they have all that signs on the things like, you know, we have the right to refuse service and things like that. And they do that for a reason because it's their property, it's private property. They own the store. And if they see somebody coming in and they just want to give themselves an out, you know, sometimes it's situations where it's like I've seen 7-Elevens where like the transient will walk in and they kind of got some mental illness going on and they screaming and yelling and trying to walk out with like candy and like bottles of like Gatorade and stuff like that. And then you got the 7-Eleven guy like, hey, get out of here. Get your ass out of here. Stop coming to my. I they just be so mad. They just be two angry people. But one got their mental health in order and the other one is just like, you know, losing their mind. But I think that but those are like they say those things so that when these type of people come in, they don't have to go through no lawsuit because they just kicked them out of the store. So I don't think this person got no real lawsuit because I think that they're probably dealing with, you know, with the terms and service or whatever it's called, terms and agreement or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's probably some fine print in there that says like the Uber driver can refuse a person, you know, a ride if they choose to do so. And, you know, maybe not in a discriminatory way, but I don't really think that that's discriminatory. I think that, like you said, I think that they're trying to protect their vehicle. And, you know, there's a, you know, I've seen like situations where, like you said, where larger people have been in, where there was like a seat in a restaurant or, like you said, in a vehicle or, in a smaller, you know, car or anything like that. And it just doesn't really work. You know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you like this. When I first got my CDL, I was over the road, right? Which for over the road basically means you're all over the country, going to different states. I did that for like 2 months and I could not handle it. And I got a local job. But anyways, when I was over the road, I went to what's considered the biggest truck stop in America. It was out off the Iowa 80. So it was on the I-80. And we stopped in this truck stop, and it was a little bit after hours, but the buffet and lunch area was still open. And when I went in there, there was this big dude, right? Really big. Like he was like 6'8" or some shit. Really tall. And he was massive. He had to be over 400 pounds. And he was a truck driver. And you know those big mugs? Those super, in the 90s, they had them. They're not even like legal anymore. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. They called them like super guzzlers or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they had a handle. And it had a big ass fucking lid on top. I don't know how much. You could probably fit almost like 2-liter sodas in one of them, bro. Mm-hmm. So to make a long story short, that guy was at the buffet eating, and his ankles was like purple, dude. Mm. I guess he had like circulatory problems. So anyways, when we went out back to the truck, me and my trainer, we seen that big dude get in his truck, and when he got in with like they call it a 3-point stance, or excuse me, 3 points of contact. So when you get in a truck, whether you're getting in front or you're getting out of the truck, you got to grab like the pole. You got to maybe grab the steering wheel to pull yourself in. And when he grabbed the freaking steering wheel to pull himself in the truck, the whole truck leaned, dude. Mm. Like I seen the whole fucking cab, everything.
Like hydraulics.
It was like, like zzz, zzz, zzz. I'm like, dude, this dude.
God dang.
This dude, this whole truck is fucking. How does this guy get his medical card? Because that shit was leaning. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, like that company, whoever's got this guy in this truck, I know that their suspension is fucked up. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the truck can handle it though. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure, because I'm just saying, the point I'm trying to make is if a diesel, if an actual truck can feel the brunt of someone's weight.
That's built to carry a lot of weight.
Yes, it's built to carry a lot of weight. If it could, you could see the brunt on a truck. Imagine a car. Mm-hmm. That shit ain't gonna last, man.
Yeah.
That could have been his last ride before. The tire might pop off that motherfucker.
Yeah. Then what?
Then nothing.
What's she gonna say? I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't know it was going. I didn't know your tire was gonna pop off like that. But can you still take me to McDonald's?
I don't think it was gonna end like this.
Oh man. That's the thing. I think that what happens is when somebody does something like get in your car knowing that they're over 400 something pounds and something inconvenient happens where your tire blows out or your suspension just gives up, they'll be like, oh dang, how'd that happen? That's crazy. Like, motherfucker, don't act like you don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
We hit a pothole and you fell to the bottom of the fucking car.
I would say, man, I think we just got to get healthy. I think that's the big conversation right here. I see, and it don't take a lot, just eating a little bit healthier, counting your calories and making sure you're getting up and moving around a little bit. Like I see a lady at school. She's a little bigger lady. She's tall too. She's probably, I'm not gonna say her weight, but I would say like she's a little taller. She's taller than me, so she's probably maybe like 6'1" or something like that. And I be seeing her. She like at her little break or lunchtime or whatever. She walking around, getting her laps in, and she don't be doing like crazy. I mean, I don't know what she does outside of that, but she's just moving, getting the blood flowing. And I think that like anybody can do that. You know what I mean? Like we got all the excuses in the world about why, whatever, and maybe your genetics is whatever, or your genetics is not. It's not in a way to where you just the weight just falls off of you. Cool. But, we see more than, we see plenty of examples where people are not using that as an excuse and they getting up and they doing a little bit every day just to get incrementally, better. And I think that that's the big conversation here. Like, of course, like, Lyft and suing people or whatever. But I think the real conversation should be like, bro, we need to just start getting healthier. That's the only thing that's going to get you.
I think I seen Theo Von or Cat Williams mention like, what are people going to do like if they're like 600 pounds and a fire happens? Like, how are they going to get out? Because you need a fucking forklift. On that my 600 pound life, they knock a hole in the wall. Like they literally take a forklift. They knock a hole in the wall, and they got to get them out on a forklift. One dude, like, they literally took a forklift, knocked the wall down, and he was still on the bed. They had to take him and the bed out the wall.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's not only inconveniencing to yourself, but they need a whole construction crew to get your motherfucking ass out the house.
Yeah, I will say that, in terms of, like, what the guy was saying about his car, it could be true. Like, I seen one of those episodes, and mind you, these are people that are like 500, 600 pounds. So it's a little different than, for 200 pounds is a lot. But the episode I seen, the lady was in the back, like in the back of the van, but the seats was like, the back row was like laid down. You know what I mean? So it was just like basically like the front row, and she was just kind of laid down in the back of the van. So she couldn't physically fit in like the regular seat. You know what I mean? So I just think that it might be some merit to what he was saying. He might, but yeah, I don't think she'll win no bread off of this. It's going to be, or maybe they settle for a little bit of, a little bit of money, or maybe some Twinkies or some Little Debbie snacks or something like that. So.
What is the translation for 222 kg?
I don't know what that is in pounds, but you got a phone in your hand, so you can see what's going on.
Let me see. I got to see what that means, because I think I'm going to be shocked when I see what the fuck it is. You can find that on your phone?
You got Google on your phone.
Oh, I'm about to use the actual thing, though.
Oh, no, I don't know.
The calculator.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, 22. God damn. It's 489.4 pounds. She's almost 500 pounds, like I said.
Oh, they weighed her, or how did
Yeah, that's how much he weighs.
Yeah, dang.
489 pounds.
God dang.
God damn.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. You said she ain't getting no bread off it, but she definitely gonna eat some bread. That's God damn.
He getting all the carbs.
My God. All right, man. Well, all I can say is this, man. My thoughts go out to that driver. I hope that she can. I hope that she can get her weight down, because we can't live in a society where we just turn a blind eye to it and say, you know, it's fine. People are beautiful in all sizes. No, let's fucking stop enabling people to be 600 fucking pounds. Stop. Just stop. I think that the pendulum swings so much. It's probably one of the reasons why this goddamn president is in office right now. Because we went so far left. But when you go so far right or so far left, there will always be problems.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the tricky part, though, because what they're doing now is they're having like this inclusive thing, right? And then they'll have like, you know, and this is more of a technical term than like disrespectful. Like they'll have somebody that may be obese in like a Nike, you know, yoga ad or something, like, you know what I mean? Like a little cross training ad, and you're like, I don't know about this. This is a little interesting.
Yeah, and the thing about it, if a person's a little bit bigger, that's not a problem, because real people have a little weight on them. But I'm talking about a person that's like obviously morbidly obese, man. A person, and they'll say the pushback to you is like, why are you mad at somebody that's 400 pounds in a Nike ad? Everybody has to start somewhere, and it's like, I guess you may have some merit to it, but when it is like, you could tell when it's pandering. And when it's very gimmicky,
right.
It's like cut it the fuck out.
I guess I don't get it, because I've always thought that the goal of any sort of like sports training attire, whatever the case may be, was we're working out to look like, you know, really good. You know what I mean? So I guess when they do those ads where the people are not necessarily in shape, to me, it's a little confusing.
It's a little performative.
Because we're wearing like LeBron's because he's a good basketball player, or we're wearing like, you know, the whatever athlete because, you know, we know that they're in really good shape. They work really hard. So I guess it just doesn't. It's like watching a Rocky movie. Like, we don't watch Rocky because, you know, he get fat, you know, during the training montage. We watch it because, like, yo, he be going crazy. Like, he doing sit-ups and chopping wood and, like, running through the snow and stuff like that. Like, that's, like, motivation for people to, like, oh, dang, man, this is a great movie. But I just don't understand, like, when they're trying to advertise us like people that are not.
You know what? The same morbidly obese people, why don't you put them in food commercials then? Think about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of these, like, whether it's some restaurant or Taco Bell or whatever, there are always regular sized people in those commercials. They never have morbidly obese people in food commercials.
Yeah.
You get a chance.
But I guess the thing that I'm saying is that the messaging is not good, because we should all aspire to be healthier. That's why we're like buying running shoes to be healthier. That's why we're buying like yoga pants. I mean, some people do it just to look good, but, you know, we're buying like, you know, the girls, like the workout outfits. You were buying it to, you know, to improve our health.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think in the same token, yes, they're selling that stuff for the, you know, workout, but I think that these companies, Nike, Reebok, are just sexualizing women. I think they're also doing that. I think they're selling sex indirectly. Because some of the stuff that Nike has, you'll see girls wearing that in the gym, and you'll be like, okay, we see what you did there, Nike. I think that ever since Instagram, like, they're just taking it all the way there. Like, they taking it all the way there. And I think what it is like women almost start to feel like they don't have a choice anymore, because all these brands are selling them products like this. I think that in a way, that's what they're marketing what women should wear. Like, women can wear whatever they want. I'm just saying, if you look at what Reebok, Nike, all these major ads, or excuse me, major companies, the stuff they sell to women, bro, they be wanting women to be half naked in the gym.
Yeah, I mean, they're choosing to wear it. I don't know if...
they're choosing it, but like there's like all these major brands are, in a way, they're somewhat conditioning people. And I'm not saying, like, you know, women don't have a choice, but, like, let's just be real, dog. Like, that's part of what's happening. But there's that.
I mean, I don't know about, but yeah. Maybe Skims. I think Skims is doing that.
Yeah, Skims
Skims
absolutely.
is a little bit more sexier.
Yeah, Skims is, Yeah, it's definitely. Well, Skims is more or less more of an underwear type thing. They just make extra shit.
Yeah, they make all kind of clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Switching gears. This is an unfortunately funny one. A man orders a drill online and he receives a printed photo instead of the actual drill. And this is like the highest level of schemery or scammery, which is probably not a word. Man orders drill online, receives printed photo of a drill instead. This is so fucked up. And it's an older black man. He like an OG, right? So, hey, protect your people, man. Your uncles, your grandparents. A lot of those people are getting scammed now. They'll be like, am I speaking to Bob Turner? They'll be like, yeah, this is Bob. Bob, you have 5 minutes to pay me $5,000 or you're going to jail.
Yeah, man.
Do you want my wiring number? What do you need?
Yeah.
Yes, like they're targeting older people. Anyway, Savannah, Georgia, a Georgia man has been trying to get a refund for months after he says he ordered a drill from AliExpress, but received a printed photo of one instead. Sylvester Franklin of Savannah decided it was time for new tools, so he logged into AliExpress and ordered a drill. Among other items, he did not get what he paid for. They sent me this, end quote. A picture is what they sent me.
That is crazy.
Oh man. But here's the thing. Hold on. He said, I paid $22.47 for a pressure washer, and this is what I get. He said, it's a screw. Franklin has been going back and forth with AliExpress since he ordered the items in November, but still hasn't received a refund. The investigate started looking into AliExpress and found the company is a subsidiary of Alibaba, sometimes referred to as Amazon of China. In 2021, the Office of the United States Trade Representative added AliExpress to its list of notorious markets, counterfeiting and piracy. The website has a D- rating from the Better Business Bureau, and in 2024, the state of Georgia's Consumer Protection Division received 3 complaints against the company. So here's the deal, man. You got to do some market research, some consumer research before you buy things, because there are people who bought things from China, and they said like, hey, I wanted to buy, let's say for example, they wanted to buy like an air fryer, right? And then in the mail they get a toy. They get a toy air fryer, like literally, it'll be a toy that is the same picture of the air fryer that was there. And you'd be like, what the fuck? I wanted an oven to cook my food, and you gave me a toy? What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And they're notorious for doing things like this.
Yeah. I think that as a consumer, sometimes we got to take some ownership of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because the way AliExpress works, and I bought stuff on there before, and, it's came in perfectly fine. But the way AliExpress works is that there are vendors, in primarily in China. I think there's some U.S.-based vendors as well, but there's vendors on there that sell things, but they have ratings and things like that. Like you can have, you'll see the reviews by the people that have bought different things from them before, and they'll say like, yo, this was really good. The quality was great. I was able to get it, fast, and thank you. I needed it a lot, or whatever the case may be. But then you'll see, those vendors that, that do have bad reviews. Like this was terrible. It smells bad. The sizes were oblong, and, things like that. So
right.
I think it's important for people that are buying anything, especially, I think consumers need to just be a little bit more skeptical. Especially when you're talking about AliExpress and Alibaba and stuff like that. I think you got to be a little bit more skeptical about what you're buying, and then also realize that sometimes the deal is too good to be true. Sometimes you'll go in there and you'll see like an iPhone for $30 or something like that, and you're just like, iPhones are usually a little bit more expensive than that, so I'm going to make sure I do my due diligence. Make sure you talk to somebody. You know what I mean? Talk to an actual individual. You can talk to these people. You can, chat with these people, and oftentimes you'll kind of, get what you need. But yeah, I just think, you shouldn't be naturally skeptical about ordering something from a website called AliExpress, especially when it's coming from across the world. When you get the packaging, it's like Chinese writing on it and stuff like that. Like you should naturally be like, let me just make sure, I'm not wasting my money on this product.
Yeah, it's bad. Somebody gonna try to do a mail ordered bride, and they try to pay for it. It'd be like some beautiful Asian woman, and then you get a knock on your door, and it's like a little person.
I haven't had that happen to me before. I do remember like ordering a vacuum though, like, and it wasn't through AliExpress. It was through like a local auction or something like that.
Yeah.
I got the vacuum. It was like a I don't remember what brand it was, but it was a really good brand. And yeah, I bought it and I was like, oh, this is a decent like one of them little nice handheld vacuums.
Yeah.
And then I get it and it was like a toy vacuum. And I was like,
that's what I'm saying.
I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But they look the same. The toys be looking so real nowadays,
That's what they doing, man. That's what I was saying. They'll send you a toy. Mm-hmm. You're like, what the fuck? You order something, or they just send you something else.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yo, I ordered a freaking TV. Why are you sending me a TV from 1992 here?
Right.
A tube TV. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it's
crazy,
weird.
dog.
Yeah. Make sure you do your due diligence when you're buying stuff, because fraudulence, especially when you're trying to get a deal. Sometimes that's all we're looking for. We're just trying to get a deal.
Yeah, especially when you're older, you don't be trying to spend all that money, so you be trying to find like little loopholes and stuff like that. You just want to. Sometimes it's better just to spend the money. That's what I've learned over my years.
Yeah, spend the money and get what you fucking paid for it. Mm-hmm. Because I've bought some cheap items, and at first I bought some headphones from Amazon, and I was like, oh, these mugs is bumping, they good. And then all of a sudden you hit the gym with them one time, and then both speakers blow out. You be like, God damn, it says waterproof.
Yeah.
All it took was a little sweat for it to pop.
Yeah, that's why them reviews are important, because people have went through all the trials and tribulations that you don't have to go through. So read those reviews, and people are usually pretty honest. Like, yeah, about this, it works really well. They'll say something like that. Like, I went to the gym a couple times, and after about 3 or 4 gym sessions, like the ear muff started to fall off, or it got warped, or the sound started getting a little weird after wearing it a couple times. So yeah, so that way you go in and you already have like, okay, I'll put up with this, or I'll put up with that, or I'd rather find a more quality thing. So I always make sure, like, if I'm buying something, and especially if I'm spending decent money on it, I'm going to go with the quality, the quality version, even if I got to spend a little bit more money. So that's how
I wonder if people be looking at reviews when they be buying sex toys on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's like, this blew my back out.
Yeah. I came so many times. 5 stars, I came 5 times.
1 star for each cum. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be like, yo, I highly recommend y'all buy the Super Sucker 3000. This mug is fire.
Yeah. I know people start to, I would be curious. I might go on Amazon and see some of the wild stuff that especially because I think the girls will talk, but I'm more curious what the dudes will say, like what they would say about like the different sex toys.
Like, ever since I got a divorce from my wife, I've been cool using this. You're like, damn, Super Sucker 3000.
Yeah.
Like, this guy here, 5 stars. All right, let me show y'all how this worked.
Somebody had to. It was so funny, and it doesn't do it justice because you can't really describe memes, and like they're not as funny. But it was basically like how it be when somebody say they celibate, but they do this every night, and it was like a girl in the shower like masturbating or something like that. It's just like that idea that they talking about they celibate, but they just be masturbating every day.
I don't know if that's really celibate.
Yeah, it's just like a yeah. It ain't like the true version of celibacy. I don't think so.
It'd be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm celibate. A few moments later. Celibacy in 2025. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's a little different now, man. It's modern day celibacy is different. Mm-hmm. People be full-fledged back shots talking about it. Yeah. All right, switching gears.